Misconception number 2. My advisor claims to be a fiduciary and therefore is acting in my best interest. Maybe, but maybe not. It's important that individual investors conduct a little bit of research so that they have a clear understanding of whether or not the advisor that they currently have or one that they're thinking about hiring is in fact a fiduciary that is only doing what is truly in their best interest. Step number 1. Go to FINRA Broker Check, which you can do via a quick Google search, which allows you to enter the advisor's first and last name to evaluate whether she or he has a history of client disputes or complaints, bankruptcy filings, or other similar types of legal matters. Step 2, while you're visiting FINRA Broker Check, look to see if the advisor has an active Series 7, Series 6, or other type of license that allows that advisor to earn investment-related commissions. Because there are technically 3 different models within the financial advisory cohort. One is brokerage only, where the advisor is registered with FINRA and only earns compensation by way of the commission-based model. The next is when they are an investment advisor representative or IAR with their intermediaries RIA, which means that they are paid based on the percentage of assets under management model or possibly a flat cost or hourly consulting model. And then there's a blend of the two, where one hat that the advisor wears allows her or him to earn investment-related commissions, but another hat that they wear allows them to get paid based on the percentage of assets under management model or by way of flat cost retainer or hourly planning. Regardless, if the advisor has the ability to earn investment-related commissions, that individual cannot publicly call her or himself a fiduciary because of that potential to earn investment-related commissions. So it's a very key point for investors to understand, because many advisors might say that they are a fiduciary and doing what is truly in the best interest of their clients, but with a little due diligence and understanding how that advisor is paid, we are able to determine whether or not that compensation model is in fact in the best interest of the client. Here's a quick example. Let's say that a client has 2 options to get into the same type of product. That product has a commission-based share class available, and that product has a fee-based share class available. Is it in the client's best interest to be sold the commission-based product and not have any advice pursuant to the overall planning relationship? Each case is different, but it's very important to understand what the investor's true needs are and what is ultimately and truly in the best interest of the client. Another conflict of interest that often exists is when financial advisors have relationships with product sponsors, often known as wholesalers. A family member of mine reached out recently and said, "Hey, I received an invitation to a free steak dinner down at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Do you think I should go?" And I go, "You might as well, and just check it out." Well, my family member attended the dinner and realized very quickly that the financial advisor was really a broker pushing annuities to the individuals that RSVP'd and attended the dinner, and that the so-called specialist who was there to talk about the goal of not outliving one's assets in retirement was the wholesaler for the very product sponsor that was sponsoring the dinner, which was not disclosed upon the invitation. So my family member found it to be an inherent conflict of interest. One of the observations that I've made over the years of consulting financial advisors in my former career is that, unlike in medicine, where licensed doctors have to take the Hippocratic Oath, which is first do no harm, there is no equivalent of that in the financial services industry. Back in 2017, the Department of Labor was pushing for the implementation of its fiduciary rule, which ultimately did not happen. In 2019, Regulation Best Interest, often referred to as Reg BI, was passed, The Financial Industry Regulatory Authority's website outlines that Reg BI establishes a best interest standard of conduct for broker-dealers and associated persons when they make a recommendation to a retail customer of any securities transaction or investment strategy involving securities, including recommendations of types of accounts. Critics of Reg BI postulate that it falls short of the original intentions of the fiduciary rule. But regardless, with the little education that we've discussed here today, you can determine by way of your own research whether or not a financial advisor that you currently have or one that you're thinking about hiring is truly a fiduciary and is required to do what is ultimately in the best interest of you and your estate.